Welcome. My name is NeonXC. This is my podcast here. And I'm basically talking about long songs versus those slow songs. Not slow songs, but yeah, you can already get a feel for who I am already. But long songs versus short songs. Yep. Alright, so here's my opinions on it, right? I give my opinions on anything. Of course, there's no shots fired to anybody, the artists that I mentioned. But I'm going to go over some of the cons first. Some of the cons first is the fact that longer songs, for some people in the cons are that they may be too long. They don't really fit or something. There's nothing to really gain from them or something, that's what some people complain. But I think my personal cons with long songs sometimes is that they can drag out for a while. And that's about it. That's my only con with long songs. But that's not all long songs, though. The con with short songs is that some artists may use that as a tool to get more revenue. They create catchy, whack hooks, and even how they make a verse, and then they put it out there, so then you can keep that stuff on repeat. I know it's strategy. I know it's them. I'm not gonna knock their grind. It's just what I see. People are out there, and they're selling it. They're selling product. 1 minute 50-second songs. And then you get out here where it's like, okay, I'm going to release this track. I'm an artist. I'm going to release this track. And I need as much streams as possible. I can guarantee you, you can go for any artist. And even if that long song on their album has streams, whether the shortest song on there is a single or not, even if it's not a single, it's probably going to have one of the most streams. Because people have to keep rewinding it. People have to keep going in there. And it's catchy, so this I want more. Now sometimes it's a good tactic. Here's where the pros come in. Short songs have good tactics to them. They're good tactics because some of the songs use it where it's a method of wanting way better streams for their album, to promote their album. They want to get straight to the point with their song. They don't want to take a longer time period, If you're going to make a long song, at least put some purpose in it. If you're going to make a short song, put some purpose in it. But make sure you get your point across if it's going to be long. For example, in Mother I Sober on Kendrick Lamar's album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Mother I Sober is pretty much one of those records to where, not records, it's a song to where you actually gotta listen to that. That's something you gotta take in, but I can guarantee you something like Silent Hill, something shorter like N95, has more streams. Yeah, it was a single, but still, it's gonna have more and more streams. I'm not saying Kendrick is doing that to be a cop-out. I'm just saying, like, N95, he got his point across. There was no reason for it to be an 8-minute track. I'm glad it was the amount it got. For example, Iron Maiden, Hell on Earth, is 11 minutes. The Parchment, 11 minutes. Yes, it keeps going on through guitar harmonies, but that's a song you could just vibe to and then chill to, but then listen to the really big picture of the song. Listen to the backstory of the song. But then, you may run into parts where you just want to hear a certain part in the song. That's cool too, but you just felt like you went through a whole story. But then you get songs on there, like Days Future Past, Writing on the Wall. Yes, those are longer to mid songs, but those are technically shorter songs. They're not like 1 minute where they're just trying to get the biggest streams out in the world. They're still trying to tell you something, That's why I do commend Logic's New Vinyl Days. Yes, the average songs in there are about 4 to 5 minutes. Yes, there's interludes like crazy up in there, but at least the songs that are considered actual tracks and not just filler tracks are actually have a purpose, like 5 minutes, sometimes even 3 minutes. If there is a 2-minute track, it's got some sort of purpose. But I can guarantee you, if you put a Drake song, if Drake put, or I should say, like Drake or DaBaby puts out a 10-minute song, people will still listen to it, but let's be honest, they're going to be like, oh man, well, we're going to want to listen to something like a 2-minute song from them, 1-minute bop, alright? Something that they could just play, not care, hover over their phone. I don't like hovering over my phone constantly when trying to make a good listen to a track. Either I have it on repeat, so I do have it on repeat. I do. Sometimes I'll have a long song on repeat because I just want to chill and relax or even maybe fall asleep to the song. In the 70s, of course, those are different times. In the 70s, I think there was longer songs, even in the 60s and 80s, because people genuinely loved making the music. Some people put out the easy, 1 minute, 2-minute track, 3 minute, not even 3, but 2 minute, because they just want to get the streams, they just want the revenue, they just want the money. I'm saying that if you're an artist and you make short songs, you make long songs, and you don't do that, or just caring about the revenue, you are a respected artist by me. Now, you don't need my respect to be an artist, but pretty much, I just am giving that opinion out there. I want to be able to say, hey, listen, people need to start doing better. They need to start realizing and waking up and knowing that these artists are just using them for some quick streams. They ain't trying to get a real message across. But the artists who really want to get a message across make you think. And sometimes longer songs are the better option. Shorter songs get abused more than longer songs, especially by streaming industries and platforms. It is insane. You know what I'm saying? People can do whatever they want with their creative talent. But at the same time, they should really be mindful about what they're doing with that. They can't just sit here and expect people to just give them major respect and they're releasing BS within 2 minutes. They can write a whole verse, right? Depending on what comes to their head. But are they really even writing that? How many people they got to write a 1 minute, 50-second track? Maybe they're out there with their homies and they're just making any song they want out in the world, but they're still getting more revenue than the other ones, the longer ones they've made. Those longer ones they made, they can just be out there. But some people will honestly do it for a quick buck, and that is disrespectful. And that's how streaming platforms are abused compared to back then in the 80s and 70s and like 60s when you actually had to buy records to mainly listen to them. It was about how much records you sold. So that's why most people were like, I want to make longer songs because I want people to be like, I'm going to enjoy this. So I'm going to go make a longer song, because then people can really listen to that on the record. It meant how many copies of the record that you sold, not how many streams you got. So now that we have streaming platforms, right, and we have streaming numbers to get you revenue as an artist, more mainstream artists out here are going to keep making shorter songs because they know it's not about the records they sell, it's not about what records they break on the billboard, pretty much. It's about the success they can gain from making shorter BS and bullcrap. And that's the game. That's the game that they're running on us. And, the honest truth about it, I'm not going to sit here and act like I always enjoy longer songs. I kind of get irritated if a whole album is full of them, but if a whole album is full of short songs, it's boring to me. Nothing I can just chill to on the album, nothing that's really memorable. It's memorable, but you know, some people can go out here and release anything, and people will still eat that up. It'll be playing in any H&M store, Victoria's Secret, or any major shopping place like Forever 21, where no one necessarily cares. I call that mall music. That's just mall music right there. And people don't have to like my opinion on it, but it's true. Some people really do not care, especially certain artists who want to quit, you know, and storms happen and stuff. Some artists don't even want to do their shows. Sometimes they quit their shows. They quit as an artist because industry plants use this tactic a lot. They use the tactic of, oh, I'm going to release this. People are just going to not buy it. People aren't buying it. That's the thing. They're just streaming it. And especially, they're not going to have a 10-minute track at a mall store. They want the quickest thing possible. Because it makes you want to shop. And this is just business. Sometimes a record label makes these artists do it. And I don't have to come after the artists. All these artists are adults. They know what they're doing. You're responsible when you're an adult. You know, just like us. I hear, just like me. Somebody who has to be a responsible adult. You know, you have control over your life. At the same time, these record labels take these industry plans and say, hey, you need to release this track in this minute. Don't let it go over that minute. Because if it does, if it goes over a 3-minute time thing, then it's too long. Then people aren't going to want to call it mall music anymore. The song's probably deeper or long and drawn out. So, can't please everybody. And that's just what that is. You know what I mean? That's just how it works. That's just what people are into. People's attention spans have really gone down. So they're going to pick the shorter song. The most catchiest. You know? So all I'm saying is to think and stuff, and that's it. Thank you for listening to my opinion. Didn't necessarily mean to babble this long, but this is my podcast, Neon XC. You know, got a Bite of My Spell coming out, which is an album on the Neon XC music page. Check it out when it does. Release dates will be put in soon. But I really hope that you guys tune in to my podcast more. I'm going to basically be talking about how I view music, even giving music reviews on why I think so, why an album deserves its rating, on why I think that people should keep it up with their albums. Did I like the album? I'm also going to give the album a number rating. So I'm going to be basically doing a 1 point this, or hopefully, and it's going on the 10 scale. Alright, I'm going by 10. I'm not going a 5 out of 5 scale. Going a 10 out of 10 scale. To 1 to 10. So, obviously 1 being the least, 10 being the greatest. And that's what I'm going to rate my music reviews. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a nice night or day wherever you are. Peace out.